Alrighty, I'm here with head coach Carol Price-Torok and Allie Tribe, coming off a 3-0 weekend at the Roadrunner Classic. Looking forward to hosting Tulsa and Charlotte to open up conference play. Coach, if you want to get us started with an opening statement.
Yeah, I think really proud of the girls this preseason and what we accomplished and what we're doing and how we just continually climb to get better and better and better. Got tested this preseason, which is what we want. Played multiple sets and took care of business in some other sets, but just did a really great job of staying steady and finishing out matches and finishing out weekends, and capped it off with a 3-0 weekend at home here, and really have some great momentum going into conference.
Terrence, if you want to get us started with questions.
I guess, Coach, tournament, you kind of find out about your team and build momentum. And I guess it's kind of a turn the page situation because this is kind of what you've been building up towards.
Yeah, I think for us, really putting together a really great preseason to test ourselves, like I've said multiple times in the past, but be ready to go for Tulsa and Charlotte this weekend. And Tulsa has new leadership, or Charlotte has new leadership, and they're playing some really great volleyball and had a great pre-conference themselves. And Tulsa is very, very well coached, very steady, very low error. So it's going to be a big test opening up, and I'm excited it's at home. Obviously, we feel like we play really good at home, and one of our big goals is to, protect our home court and make sure we're managing our side of the net, especially when we're at home.
Tulsa's won 10 in a row, I guess, and beat Oklahoma and Texas State. Is that kind of, besides that, do you know anything as far as attack and defense, serving, tough type team?
Yeah, they're very clean. They're very low error, and very, very disciplined on defense. And that's something that you can count on from Lauren, the head coach there, and her teams will be very disciplined and very clean. So for us, it's making sure that we can win the dig transition game and put some pressure on them from the service line. They got two really good middles, and when they're in system, they push middles a lot, which is exactly what we try to do. So I think we're matched up pretty evenly with them, and it's going to be just a battle of who can last longer and who can be more disciplined in the long rallies when we're doing dig transition and some longer type rally situations.
Kelly, you were MVP this weekend, and I guess obviously you graduated early, got to come through off season. How much has that helped you just this year as far as confidence and seeing the game differently and not being overwhelmed as 18-year-old playing compared to now?
I feel like for sure me graduating early helped me get that extra jump and get around people, get around the coaches, and see what everybody likes and what everybody's preference is. But I feel like we can all trust each other throughout the whole entire preseason. Obviously, we had some tough matches, but I feel like we stayed steady through them all.
What was that process like making that decision? You're moving away from home and new teammates, new coach, new city, and then you're getting to play against Texas and Baylor and then go to Europe. And then I guess what was it like for you just kind of going through that?
Obviously, I knew that it would be very beneficial towards me. It wasn't necessarily the easiest decision ever, but I knew that Carol had a lot of faith in me, and I knew that I wanted to do whatever would benefit me the most.
Is there a difference from you this year compared to last year as far as attacking wise?
I feel like I've developed my toolbox a lot more. I feel like I can use a lot more things rather than whenever I was a freshman, just went out there, played very loosely. But now I feel like thinking more on the technical side of things this year has helped me a lot, and has also helped the team a lot.
How much is it just kind of a mental and emotional part where in high school you weren't used to getting blocked or even dug a lot of times? And you get to college, maybe something that was a kill now was being picked up.
I
I guess
feel
just
like,
make an adjustment to that.
I do think that playing at this level, you were able to trust everybody behind you, especially our liberos, even our hitters. We talk to each other a lot. Communication is very key in our gym, and I feel like whenever we communicate, we play better. So knowing that I have them behind me trying to help me out as much as they possibly can is definitely a big part in success.
Coach, Miranda Putnicki had a good weekend. Just kind of what have you seen click for her throughout the season?
Yeah, Miranda's one of our veteran middles. And she's been through the ringer a little bit with her knee surgery, young in her career here, and now really just did such a great job in the off season and over the summer, building herself back up, getting stronger, feeling more comfortable to where she was when she started, when she first got here. And she just works really hard, and the team trusts her. We play great defense behind her. She's just a disruptor, and I think that's one of the biggest things. And she's feeling really confident with our setters. That's going to be a huge thing for us moving forward as they continue to push the ball to her and Treadwell, our other middle. And she's got a great connection with our setters right now, and it's really been beneficial for her and helping her continue to push forward.
Go ahead, Terrence.
Coach, obvious from your perspective, you've always want to see improvement and always think there's ways you probably can improve. But as far as just middle, outside, defense, or serving, and are you kind of where you want to be at going to conference?
I think the biggest thing for us is to clean up our serving a little bit. We're doing a great job putting people in stressful situations. We want to continue under those pressure situations ourselves to make sure we can execute and get that ace-error ratio a little bit more 1-to-1 consistently. And it's a fine line of putting pressure on them or just missing. So I think the biggest thing is that serve and pass game, making sure that stays consistent. And when teams come at our outsides specifically, we're managing that stuff so they can still point produce. And then just being a little cleaner from the service line. And I think our distribution is great. And just continuing to find ways to kill the ball. Obviously, you got to score points to win. So just making sure that we're managing those situations and continuing to find ways to score points.
Coach, Gigi also had a good weekend. What do you hope that she can improve on going into conference play?
I think the biggest thing for Gigi is just to play a little more free, trust herself. She's really high flyer. She's very athletic, and just make sure that she can, just get her feet there and kill the ball. And I think that's a lot of her teammates around her continuing to pour in that they have her back. They're there on the coverage. Just be who you are and get your feet there and swing. And I think that'll be huge for us moving forward. She's definitely going to need to carry a heavier load in conference as people start game planning against us and see the amount of swings that Taylor and Allie have had. We got to distribute that ball back to her and Brooke on the right side a little bit more too.
All righty. Thanks everyone for joining us.